Let's go. Yeah. Good evening. And this is the Underground World News Live. Back at you on this 12/10/2025. Thank you, John. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steely, for the super chats right at the gate. Relentless, man. I appreciate it, guys. Back for another one, and thank you for all the feedback, everybody out there. All the 5x5s. Thank you, Raymond, for everything. All the mods. Academy in the house. Sweet. Geo. Tom. Tiff. Hope all is good with everybody. Thank you to the guys and gals that share the stream. I appreciate it more than you know. I'm up against a bunch of censorship. I'm telling you, it's more than people realize. I say it, but I don't think people realize it. It's bad. It's the most severe of anyone I've ever seen or known. It's not fun. So I thank you for fighting the fight and getting the stream out there in front of new eyes that they won't let me reach. Thank you, Kev Barr. Yeah, good evening. Much love again. I appreciate that, Oracle. Everybody out there. Ava. Crown Jewels in the house. Brother. The Wire. Well, plenty to discuss here tonight. As always, Um, looks like everything's good. Good to go. 5x5s, everything. I see people checking in from all over. Much love to everybody. It's good to see you. I'm reaching into a bunch of different areas, at least. Um, all right, chat looks good. Everything's refreshed. We're going to get this thing kicked off here with some space weather real quick. And I want folks to know that the geomagnetic storm that they were expecting, well, at G3 level, didn't hit. We got to G2. They're saying that it's underway right now from the 10th through the 11th. And I'm still waiting on these sunspots to come around the edge of the sun that were really active last week. Either they've died out or they're just about to come around the edge here. And you don't know until they start to come around and they face us. But these sprites were let loose. If you guys ever see any of these things, let me know. This has to do with the energy in the atmosphere, and sometimes it's associated with lightning strikes in the atmosphere. And believe it or not, lightning bolts can also shoot upwards. We've seen them, but in the midst of it, you can also get these sprites in the sky, and they're a little different than your regular light pillars, because light pillars can be seen from the crystals in the sky above a city or where there's lights below. This is sprites are a little bit different. They say that all this came from one positive lightning strike that peaked current at 387 Ka, and that's 10 times greater than a normal lightning bolt. So you're seeing the effects of a lot of raw power being released in the atmosphere when you see that. And the auroras, all that stuff, you guys catch any of that, man, let me know. Email me. Try to get it in the lineup to share with everybody out there. So at the top of the solar cycle, still keeping an eye on the activity. And hopefully we don't get anything major Earth directed here. And thank you, Kimmy, for the coffee. Much love. God bless. Thank you for the support. We've also got a report from NASA here. Oh, and let me just go ahead and throw out an update on 3i Atlas. It's nothing that I've put a video. Well, it's been a few days since I put a video out on any updates. There hasn't been nothing really new, but the biggest update is we're still moving toward it. And that's the case till the 19th. And they're, all the talk is right now is that as we can see it better, they get a beat on the composition. Remember, you can just look up in the sky and you can look at the color that's coming off of these objects, and you can tell what it's made of, what it's burning off. And there's charts out there you can go and you can download a little cheat sheet, let you know. That way, if you're looking up and you see it's burning green, you know it's carrying certain elements. Well, this thing is dumping, 3i Atlas is dumping not only the cyanide we've talked about a lot, but this methanol. And now they're saying that, yes, indeed, it was spewing this through the atmosphere of Mars. So without a doubt, Mars got hit by the building blocks of life. This thing is special. Atlas is special. Okay? But people can bicker over if it's a mothership or this and that. By the time anybody realizes, well, the masses realize how significant this thing is, it's going to be up and out of here, just like a Muamua. 3i Atlas adjusted its course. It's done this in a non-gravitational acceleration away from the sun. It puts it right within the Hill radius of Jupiter, which is its magnetic pull. And what it also does is, I forget the exact name of the moon, but there's an icy moon around Jupiter that they're saying they just now discovered. It has large pockets of oxygen on it. And like, wow. People are like, they're just now kind of putting this out there. And like, hold on. It too is going to get hit with the building blocks of life sprayed by Atlas. It's what it's doing. It's dropping seeds, basically. And Mars and Jupiter are getting it. Pretty crazy. Now, here's the other thing. We are, let me just, so something I'm thinking of here, if I can find the, if I can find this, chart that's got it going around. Oh, come on, where you at? Well, I'm gonna have to find it next time, and dig it up to share it with you guys. It's what I can do. Let's see here, I'm gonna try a couple more things. There it is. All right. Are they gonna load? All right, there we are. We see something here. Let me pull this up. All right. Zoom in on the solar system. And you can see Atlas. It's going to make its way out right here. And let's look at it from this angle. You can see Jupiter hasn't even crossed its path yet. It's going to, and it's going to come sliding by right behind it and like clip the outside of the atmosphere. Okay. And here's my thing. Here's what I'm looking at. What we got here. Okay. Look how close we're going to come to its path. So it's dropping anything in the atmosphere right here, anything out in space, just like they're saying. These elements that are going to be lingering out here anywhere, we'll come up on them by the beginning of the year, end of the year. Yeah, for sure. So that's just to look at where Atlas is at. This is why I say we're still going toward it. If you hit play, pause it right there. Let me back it up. Right there. That's the closest we're going to come on the 19th. That's on the 19th right there. But then again, as I was saying, we're going to come around in this area right here where if it's shedding cyanide and methanol and all this other stuff, it could be lurking or heading toward our path, drifting into our path. If that's the case, it's definitely kicking something out. It's very odd. Let's just put it that way. The oddest thing I've ever seen and tracked. And hey, it's pretty cool. It's pretty, mothership or not, whether it's got little green men on board and all that crap, the other life is here. We already know this. Once it's out of here, it's out of here, though. We've got a couple more weeks waiting to see some updated images on this. Now, look, NASA does nothing but lie left and right. I was just looking at some videos on all the supposed landings on the moon that they had faked. Obviously had faked. And also watching with it, the astronauts themselves, all these different clips admitting, we didn't even go there. Yeah, Bus is one of the best ones. I mean, especially when he's got the kid in front of him and ask him about it. He flat out says, "We did not go." He says it like it's almost jaw dropping. It's astonishing. Like, what do you mean, Buzz? But if you're an adult that asks him off camera and piss him off, he'll swing at you. You know what I'm saying? But he's let it loose. Um, and others have too. Even back into some older footage. And you've had people on their deathbed make announcements about stuff, but Mars seems to be Elon's favorite target. I don't know why. He just says, skip the moon, you know? Like, it's not even worth a practice run or anything. Like, wonder why that is. Wonder why I haven't gone there yet. Rocket Man, you know? Elon, Mr. SpaceX. Why haven't you even attempted it? Tried anything? It's right there, right? Easy first target. It seems like common sense, but yet that's not the case. It's not the case. Now, China is supposed to be on the moon officially, like right now. Jade Rabbit is on the back of the moon. They got a rover up there, and they're doing things. Funny how it's all on the back of the moon where nothing can be observed from here. Like if somebody's going to be operational, have a rover or something like on a full moon, if we know where the basin's at, we got a really good telescope, like a 20-inch or better, like you're going to be able to see right into the crater. You're going to be able to see all of it. And like I said before, if they ever go to the moon, you should be able to watch it. Like we should be able to coordinate to where this thing is tracked, launching and going all the way up into the sky, heading toward the moon, all the way to the moon, and not lose track of it. Not the rockets start bending and coming back down over the horizon. Nuh-uh. You should sit there and be able to watch it go all the freaking way to the moon. And if we can't, we got a huge problem. The day they announce that they're going to the moon and they're launching from Cape Canaveral and all this other stuff, I'm telling you, we as a people, we have to be smart about this and coordinated. We need to get together, have all eyes, all hands on deck, cameras, telescopes to the sky, and track this thing. And make sure, no crap's pulled off. I guarantee you we'll catch something crazy. Anyway, when it comes to Mars is like, it's got it. To me, it definitely has all the signs that it carried life. Because, and I'm not just talking about current times. There's a possibility life can be on every little rock or every little plane, a planet out there in our little solar system. Thoth, Hermes wrote about this, and that there was war on this planet, and that there was life, intelligent life there, and that war broke out and destroyed the place, and that the life that came from there actually came here. And it was male dominant, warring, not a peaceful type of race that came here. And it was shortly after that, the balance and the energy of the planet here was knocked off, and Atlantis sank. That's how it was all written and told. That's ancient account telling you life was on Mars. And if you go looking at Mars, there's a huge scar on it, like it's been zapped by the Death Star or something. Something stripped away its atmosphere. It's all there. All of it is there. All of it is right there. So I don't doubt that one bit. And that's why they talk about trying to go back and seed it. Whatever. But, prove that you can get some life for real outside of the Van Allen belts. The firmament is exactly when I look down. And then we'll start. Then we'll get somewhere. But I will say this about the whole firmament. That's just going through our dimension, our dimensional space. Okay. The firmament itself, you can obviously go around it when you go through dimensions. It's having that technology in a world where you're stripped of that technology. You're never going to do that unless you're given eventually that technology. Now, the fallen that are here, you see, they have a lot of technology that they've given our governments. But see, they were put here to watch us and they couldn't do it. They couldn't keep it in the pants, so to speak. They lusted after our women. They bore giants, and this place went crazy. So bad they had to wipe it out. Now that's what really happened here. They leveled this place where we're sitting, and you all know it. All the evidence is there. Okay. Nexus by fire. But Mars, it had its turn here. It got whacked in some kind of course, we're so lied to. If we knew our true history, I mean, to start with, go to Thoth. Thoth is the closest thing that you're going to find to describing this. There's other stories too out there that speak on it, ancient stuff, but you got to be looking. You got to be going after this knowledge, this information, man, because there's a moment approaching in the future where you're not even going to be able to get online and seek information. All right. You're not going to be able to do it without having a mark or their ID or whatever. It'll start with the ID, step by step by step till you get down to the mark. You won't even be able to get into this world, this virtual world, social media world without it. They'll make sure of it. And all of this is coming because people nowhere, are standing up against the beast. It's getting implemented all over, man. And I mean, people are standing up to some degree. We have seen them rise in other countries, but largely here in the United States, nothing grassroots is popping. I'd love to be a part of something, get something going here in the United States. Heidi, gifting the memberships, man. I got a cousin named Heidi. Much love. It's odd. That's crazy. My mom just sent me a picture of me and my cousin sitting on the steps when we were kids during Halloween. And I ain't seen my cousin in years. But much love. Everyone that got the memberships, welcome to the underground. So Mars, with all that, they keep saying that all the signs of life are there anyway. There was ancient rivers now, and water was flowing here and there, and that there's actually ice in the polar caps, and like they could get it. They could have water if they just melt it. They go there. All these things, right? So it used to be wherever there's water, there's life. You remember that? I mean, I was the old saying, wherever there's water, there's life out there, right? Well, man, there's water all over the place. Titan, other place, like I told you, the Jupiter's moon, and many others just within our solar system that show the signs. So they're dropping breadcrumbs that not only through the age of disclosure that they've discovered life here and that it's here amongst us and crashed ships and all this other stuff, but they're also doing stuff like what you see on the screen. They're saying that, in fact, Mars had a tropical region, just like Earth, where it was raining. It had rainforests, just like South America, and that the acidic stains, the white stains on the rocks that they see, that's what it's from. So they've known all this. They didn't just discover this past week, like, oh, let's go rush out and tell everybody. No. Everything is tight-lipped and manufactured to a T to what is put out. And now's the time. Look, no doubt you can see they have the technology to see Mars very good. In all the planets. I mean, with a small telescope, you can see Saturn, you can see the freaking rings around it. Okay? So with a decent one, you can see the little moons within the rings of Saturn. One's even shaped like a spaceship. It's wild. And in the future here, if I get the chance, I'd look to go down that route to be able to pull streams so we can watch things like that in the heavens and zoom in and see things raw. It's very interesting. They can't censor it, so to speak. What we're seeing is all live, raw, real, no fakery, no effery, period. And whatever we catch, and it's there. You know, that's the beautiful thing about it. You don't know unless you go looking. It's the same thing, man. You step outside at night, like just for 5 minutes, and look up at the stars, man. You never know what you're gonna see. Out here where I'm at, all types of stuff all night long. I mean, just all night long. I seen a clip earlier today of a guy that was way out in the desert, and he did the same thing. He posted a clip, and it was in real time, and you could see right there at night. You could see these little things zipping around. I've been getting all these things that people are catching. They're happening more and more and more all over the place, and I want to get out and my first instinct is get out and chase them, go after them, like see what they are. But some of these things are way far away on the horizon when people are on the highway, traveling across the United States, Mexico, places like that. But get time at the end. I'll swing back around on the subject. We keep it pushing. We got 2 planes, not one. We've got 2 that crashed. They crash landed on Florida roads. So of all the places in the world to have this happen, not only once, it happens twice in Florida. One plane lands on top of a car after engine failure. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Both on roadways in Florida on Monday, on the same day. One took place on I-95 during rush hour, and it was caught right here. I'll play the clip. There's a piece of it. Right here. Watch. Look at him come in. Bam! Oh, man. Anybody that was in shotgun in the back of that car. Wow. He didn't flip it. Apparently, he survived. I mean, it's obviously what you don't want to have happen. You don't want to hit no vehicle but for a crash landing, surviving, man. So another one made an emergency landing on Monday afternoon at the intersection of Plymouth Avenue and Jacobs Road near
First sponsor of the evening. That's going to be our friends over at Pet Clubs.
So I thought, in the same neck of the woods, same day, planes coming down out of the sky, like, yikes. It's man. I'm just waiting for the anti-gravitics. You know what I'm saying? We may never get them, but like that stuff seems to be way harder to take down and probably way safer to travel in. Remember, they've come out and they've told us if you've missed it, and I'm gonna have to repeat this for a little while until people get this into their memory bank here. They've come out and told us if you missed it, how these things operate. It's not a secret no more. It's not, a wonder. Heidi, okay, I appreciate that. I'm gonna have to go and check my spam. I try to stay on top of my emails constantly. But I get a ton that gets sent to spam, surprisingly, but not unsurprisingly, should I say, but I'm always surprised when I go in there and I look and I see more than what should be in there. But thank you for saying that, because I'm gonna have to go look. Much love. Thank you for that. They have told us how this technology operates. So it's time that everyone realizes this to the fullest. What it does is it creates a bubble around the aircraft, and it separates space-time. It separates itself from space-time. It's very interesting. But this bubble, when you're inside of it, This is what allows them to be able to do everything that they do. It can lean forward with propulsion, and the craft can go at lightning speeds, tens of thousands of miles an hour, and it can travel through multiple substances because it's not affected by it. This is why you can see it go right into the ocean water and there not be a splash. Okay? This is why it can go from space to the air to in the ocean and stay going tens of thousands of miles an hour, zipping, and not be affected. This is why, because it's operating within this bubble. It's basically able to move through matter because it's not touching it. You have to start to be able to comprehend space-time and dimensions. And you got to have to take some time. I just saw a video today of a young kid breaking down and explaining how dimensions work. And they said the kid vanished. They said he vanished. He explained it well. He's probably 15, 16 or something like that. A little genius, you could tell. And he did it perfect. He laid it down perfect. He used all the visuals. He laid it out there great. And very simple for you to understand. And one thing I will extrapolate from it and give you is that us being 3D beings, we see everything in a 2D format that rolls around. We don't see everything basically in a full format. Okay. If you're fourth dimensional, the fourth dimension can see the third dimension in all of its format. Basically, it could see through things, just as we could see everything going on in a 2D world. We could see every bit of it that's going on. But if you were in the 2D world, all you could see is frontwards, backwards, up and down. 1D world's going to be just linear. Okay? So, fourth dimension is basically, if you could think about it in your mind, like four boxes within a box, like a cube that starts to kaleidoscope away in both directions. Okay. And this dimension is where the ether exists. Okay. Ether. Okay. The realm that they don't teach you about, and they should, but it's here and you know it. The ether is very important. You need to understand it, because if you're not, you're missing how this place operates. You have the ether, which is the realm, what we call the ghost realm, where the jinn are sitting and operating. It is a realm that has a foot in both dimensions. It has a foot in the physical, in our realm, in the 3D, and a foot in the spiritual at the same time, in the duality, okay, of both of it. It is the realm responsible for the transition between the two. Okay? If you have something sitting in the fourth dimension, an entity that sits right outside of our perception, of our human vision, it can stay invisible, so to speak, or not seen, but still there. Okay? We see very little of the light spectrum with our human eye. You should know this. Now, we as a human, and also all living creature, you give off energy, you give off an aura around you. Okay? This is colored. You can't see the color. Okay? But certain creatures, certain animals, and entities can see this, especially fourth dimensional beings or beyond. They can see these colors. Higher intelligence can see these colors. And those colors represent your vibrational state. Are you starting to see now? That higher intelligence has to look down and literally see your color, your vibration, to know how you're operating, how you're living. And if you want to stay in the lower levels of vibration, you will never ascend out of here. I'm trying to get you the keys here so you know them, but it's one little step at a time. I want to keep it pushing here. All C data centers consume energy and water. Okay? Consume these resources that, to me, they're going to stretch these thin. Fresh water, they're definitely, if it's to their advantage, they're going to stretch it thin. You should have desalination all over the place, but you don't. You don't, because we have wicked people on this planet. But if you wanted to run it the right way, you'd have desalination all over the place. That's my problem with what's going on here right now. This is a yin yang, okay? And we are really in the time of where the darkness is taken over, and we are the very little bit of light within that one side. That's where we're at this time around, at this point in time of humanity and history. You could look back at like Atlantis at its peak of civilization, where the whole planet was on an energy grid that flowed off free energy and everything was peaceful and harmonic. That would have been the white side of the yin yang at its peak, with very little negative here. We're again on the opposite side of that this time around. So this is a soul trap, reincarnating soul trap that you can make it out of. You have to understand. You have to understand everything, though. It takes more than one sitting to swallow the knowledge. It all comes back to this, though. I could again go over all these news stories, but I have to drop in the breadcrumbs along the way, because it's just how it comes out of me. Where the most important thing is getting out of here. Okay. If you're hung up on the material world, if you're hung up on any of this stuff, fiending for any of this material stuff, you will reincarnate back in here, because you've not learned to overcome it. Do you hear me? If you do not overcome these things, you will fail. You're not sitting here to be a bump on a log. You sit here to do. Okay? So you can either start getting with it or get left. That's basically how I see it. You can't just sit there and do nothing or do all the wrong things. Do as thou will. You have to do at least what was asked. And if you don't want to do these things, live righteously. Like, I don't know why you would ever think or expect a higher power to save you or be even interested in you. I wouldn't be. I'm a little old human. I wouldn't be. I would want life that proves. And there's a way to do it. And there's a way out of here. Simply, Jesus said, there's a way, follow me. And he left all the clues, all the jewels. He left them hidden in parables. Luckily, I found the code. And I'm trying to share it with those who have the eyes and the ears. In the flesh, if we ever have the chance, I'm going to try one more time before it's all said and done. For those that really want it. The very first conference I ever did, I dropped these goods, and half the audience just looked at me like a deer in headlights, like, what? Like, and like some of the heavier set women in the crowd even thought that I was like picking on them because of their size and this and that, because I was going on about what you eat. It had nothing to do with them. It had nothing to do with their ego, and their size had nothing to do with them. I didn't even have them in my memory bank. But that's the response that I got. People like wasn't ready for it. I want people that are ready. Because I ain't got much time left here. Okay, so we're gonna do things, put time into things. We need to make the most of it. Anyhow, I see things like this. AI is getting implemented everywhere. They're draining energy. They're draining water. We have a lack of it apparently all over the place, and we shouldn't. We should have free energy, and we live in a water world. Okay, so all those constraints are ridiculous. And thank you, someone that bought me coffee. Much love. God bless. Just pointing out the obvious things that could be fixed here rather easily. All the money spent, as you're going to see here, especially from this government, they could be put into beautiful things, amazing things. Trump threatens tariffs on Mexico over the Rio Grande water dispute. Now, you want to talk about getting heated? Out west, there's very few major water sources that run down throughout the West. Okay. And of course, the main one's going to be when you got the Colorado River, and you've got several different water sources that come down through there, but what you have the main water that goes through the Grand Canyon and that feeds into Lake Mead at the bottom and then ends up feeding into all these areas in the West. You cut this stuff off, it's bad news. I said before, California is trying to like take all the water rights from like Nevada and Arizona and like boss hog it all. And then they're also looking to cut off the gasoline to those areas. Like, dude, Nevada, like Las Vegas and Arizona, they're about to feel it hard. Largely because of the politics coming out of California. But the water, the gas, huge things the West about to pay out the nose for. And if it comes down to a Civil War type thing, I could see them just cutting California off. Like, screw you. I mean, if I'm Nevada and the water's coming to my state and you're like messing us around, even Arizona, you're screwing with us on water or gas. Like, all right, then like we're just gonna like put up a little dam here and keep it all to ourselves. You want to play that game? I mean, it's gonna get nasty. I feel. Gas prices have dropped to a low right now, so this is good. Hoodie Ross, I think you said 230 earlier in your neck of the woods. I believe. The current level of 289 a gallon, I guess, is the national average. Well, no, yeah, but 290. So if you're below that, you're doing better than the average. I'd say we're about the average. Every gas station is different, though. This is the one thing that they can control. The Trump administration can control easier than other things. Is the price of this and the flow of the gas and all that stuff. Throughout history, they've shown it. So, I mean, it's a plus. I mean, take advantage of it doing some traveling for the holidays. It may not last. And I'm going to tell you when it comes to California, if you missed the last show, it's not going to last because California has 13 refineries and they're shutting down 2 of them, which is hurting my people. I even have people that work at those refineries that they're shutting it down and putting them out of a job. They're even talking about potentially leaving the state to look for a new job and all this. So they're not going to replace those refineries. And that means that there's going to be a lack of gas in California. They're going to be importing from other places, like across the ocean, to make up for the deficit California is. But for these other places that depend on it from California, like Las Vegas, like Arizona, they get a special blend from California. If they can't get it, they're done. No one else makes it. Texas don't make it. My answer to that would be, well, then you need to adjust. You need to like start changing your infrastructure. You should never put yourself in a position where you needed this special blend or build a refinery. But they don't have, like Vegas don't have no ports. You know what I'm saying? Arizona don't have no ports to the ocean, all this other stuff. That's where California, has control of all that right there. Yeah, so California is phasing out gas cars, guys, in the next 5 years, 7 years. There's 7 states that are looking to phase out gas cars in the next 7 years. You know that? That's 7 states. I mean, New Jersey, I think, Maine, Washington, California, Oregon. Like, yo, man. Like, you're not even going to be able to buy a gas-powered car if you freaking live there. Like, I don't understand it, man. Like, People could just sit there and take this, take the stripping of your freedom, your right, your freedom of choice. So not only are they doing away with electric vehicles when they haven't even got a good plan for the electric vehicles, should I say, they're doing away with the gas power cars. Um, they have no good plan for the electric still. You know, when these things die, junkyards don't even want to take these vehicles because of the batteries that are in them. It's a nightmare, man. It's a nightmare. We all know what it is. You should have an option to go electric, not be mandated. Now, I will tell you this, from what I've heard and what I've seen, one of the best vehicles out there right now is a hybrid model that runs off gas and electric, but you're not forced into it, you know? It's an option. And you don't have to charge anywhere. It charges as you're driving in all this. It's the best. It's the best. It's the route that you should go. If there's going to be any electric like incorporated into the vehicle, it should be that way. Um and you know, these cars have solar panels on them, or it's on the roof and all that stuff where it's taking in solar. And you know, newer cars need to take in the technology, yeah, but you always need you need gas power there, in my opinion. And I don't like any of the vehicles that stall out or die at a light, especially if you live in the hood. Like, I don't see many gangsters gonna be driving electric vehicles. Enemy rolls up next to you on the block. You're like, oh yeah, hold on a second. I'll wait for the vehicle to start up. Give me a second here. Let it. All right, there we go. And then you try to peel off before they start shooting. Don't think so. Don't think so. You're gonna be done. You're gonna be done. Like, gangsters are just not gonna roll in electric vehicles. It's not gonna happen, man. Or they're not gonna last long. Just by default. Moving on, home ownership has become a luxury in many cities, and it's pretty sad to say at this point. A typical household, which earns nearly $80,000 a year, is far short of $113,000 required to afford the median price home worth $435,000 as of July. In some cities, buyers must now have more than $200,000 to afford the median price home. Nationally, over 75% of U.S. homes on the market are unaffordable to the typical household. I repeat, nationally, over 75% of U.S. homes on the market are unaffordable to most people. Typical households must make at least $33,000 more to afford the median price homes. Now, San Francisco, it has the highest income requirements out there, with prospective buyers having to make $353,000 a year to purchase a home there. Insane. I mean, it's insane. Like, that's just crazy. Prices and money and just out there in Cali, where everything's sitting, it's just the price of a home. I don't across the board, not looking good. But this is some positive news. The Fed, the most divided in 37 years, they cut rates again. And we were hoping for this, you know, hoping that they would cut rates from where they were driven up to last time, because it was the only way that people were going to start buying again if they made cuts. And they made 25 BPS cuts before. So they've done this again, another 25 base points. You know, some of them are seeking 50. But, you know, the last 3 times now that they've done this, that's 75, a total of 75 base points. It's been cut back. So, this will bring down the rates. If you're out there trying to get rates for a home loan or any kind of loan, it's going to peel them back some. So people that were up there in the 8% range or wherever they was going to bring that back down to a more reasonable level. They got to do something. They have to do something. They absolutely have to do something. If you do nothing, everything's dead. In the next 5 years, this place is dead. You have to do something to open the door, or houses are going to be sitting everywhere just empty. Or BlackRock's going to snatch them all up. And even renting. People cannot afford to rent these days. It's insane. The price of everything is nuts. You guys know it. You guys got to pay it too, rent or the house note or all the bills and all this. That's why I said a long time ago, truly, if going off grid, if you can live that lifestyle, it's the way to go, because the money that you fork out for a solar system is going to pay for itself quick. And a lot of them have 10-year plus warranties, and you're good to go for a while on all your power, and you don't have to pay another bill, and you don't have to have a smart meter that kicks off all this stuff on you, and then collect and clean your own water. You could do that anyway. But if you live in a place that don't allow it, you can't do that. I could sit there and say that, but if you're in a state that doesn't allow it or has restrictions, you can't even collect your own water. That's insane. I could never, ever, ever, ever live in a place like that. Ever. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Survival-wise. Okay, survival-wise. For your survival spot. Like, how are you going to do it? Like, there's like some factors there, man, that like, I think I wouldn't pick the desert as my survival spot. I'll go somewhere it's got some fresh running blue line water, things like that. Wild game to hunt, maybe. Anyhow, positives. Hopefully, these rates really come down. People will start to get in homes going into 2026, 2027. That's the hope anyway. Okay. Trump, on the other hand, is backing $1,500 checks for millions of Americans. Millions. They're talking about giving out these checks for health insurance. And I don't like none of this. I don't like none of it at all, because at the end of the day, there's no other way around it. You can't. There's no other way around it. If you want health insurance, what do you got to do? You have to pay the provider, or you don't get it. Period. You have to pay the provider. So instead of them coming up with like a universal plan here to where, like other countries have, where you don't even have to worry about healthcare, you can just go in and it's covered, kind of like by your tax money and all that, no, they don't have that. What they want is they want to send you a $1,500 check that you can put in your healthcare savings account. And then they're playing it off like, then you've got a choice to choose on what you want and blah, blah, blah. And you can go and you can buy it. We should be able to choose it anyway. There should be a choice of something. But guess what? No matter what you choose, you got to give them that money. So the money ends up right back into the hands of the provider, because it has to. That's why you're getting Trump in his statement makes no sense. It's ridiculous. It's garbage. Sick of giving monies to those companies. Well, that's what you're doing. You're just not giving it straight to them. You're just handing it to the people so the people can pick which provider they want to go to and get. So it's play on the words there with him, with his black magic as always. But this is universal basic income. I don't trust it. I just told you what he did with the farmers. He come up with like a $12 billion package for the farmers. Gonna cut them all a one-time check, a lifeline check. It's gonna go pretty quick, just like all these would. A $1,500 check one time is not. It's not gonna last. Um, so they know this, and they know that everyone's gonna come bitching that it's gone, just like that, the next time around. And the only way to solve that problem is to keep cutting checks. And that is universal basic income that you've walked your farmers into, that you've walked millions of Americans into. It's the trap you never wanted to be in. And they're doing it right in front of your face, right in front of your eyes on a daily basis. So, when you see this stuff, I get it. Some people need help. Of course, we're hurting. They made the environment this way. It's problem, reaction, solution. They created an environment that brought you to your knees, took a wrecking ball at all your jobs, right? Put you out on the street homeless, all this other stuff, wiped you out, right? They are responsible for all of it. And then turn around with the solution, which is they're going to cut a check. And you can't live like that. You can't sustain like that. Imagine, just hit fast forward and see where this goes. Whole society depending on the government for every little thing. Then, especially when they get this on digital, which they're on the cusp of right now, if you get out of line, they take it from you. There is no more anything. If you get out of line, you don't get a check this month. Or whatever you've got in there gets deleted. Yeah. Imagine that. Sounds crazy, but that's exactly what they're doing in China. And Google went over and worked with China on all that. Why? So they could come back and they could implement it here. So none of this is good. Now check this out. They say that rich people with poor morals are the most likely to rip off self-checkout machines. Apparently, the people that are from the hood that are coming here and do this, they'll like load up their bag. They'll walk right out the door. They'll load up and walk right out. They're not like, that's how they're doing it. But when it comes to some of the, and I've seen this, I've seen this. I've seen a snobby piece of work that I encountered in this life, unfortunately, that I met at the last conference, and he had a lot of money, and we gave him a fair shot, and he ended up being just a snob prick that did this exact type of stuff. Everywhere we would go, he would haggle everybody. He would create lies in line. And you're sitting there with him, and you want to make you like want to walk away, like you don't even want to be seen with this character because he's going up to the cashier knowing he's loaded with money and all this stuff. He's going up and he's like, "Oh yeah," he goes, "Give me the discount." And like, what? Like they're like, "Yeah, you don't remember me from the Christmas party?" And he throws these lies out there and all this stuff, and creates lies to try to get a discount. Okay. And that's just one instance. But other people will they'll be sitting there like the person on the screen here. They'll be sitting there and like if they get to like their $50 mark, they don't want to go over, they'll just try to throw other stuff in the bag. I don't know their tactic because they've never done it or spent a second thinking about doing it. But they're somehow finding a way of like not weighing or not scanning the items and slipping out with them. And they're getting busted. Yeah. With AI these days and everything else, it's going to be harder and harder to get away with stuff like this. But they're just saying that people with money, it ends up not being, people that are poor in this situation. But yeah. And I seen the piece of work that I was just telling you about. He lied to a company and told them that he jumped on a bomb and committed a felony fraud and claimed that he was a disabled veteran and got the discount and could go to prison for it. It's a shit idiot. Yeah, that's what some of these so-called rich people will do to get a discount because they're idiots. They're pissing all away, dumbass. That's what greed gets you. Karma catches up. When all someone had to do is just be righteous. It's all they ever had to do is truly be righteous, man. Some people just don't have it in them, I guess. That's why they'll never leave this place. And maybe somewhere inside they know it. And they know they're going to reincarnate back into this hell pit. So they indulge in it. And see, that's the same thing with the entities that control this place. They don't want to ascend to a higher plane. They want to control the material realm. When you ascend above this, you leave the material realm here. Okay? And they're not interested in that. They're interested in controlling the physical here. Now, silver is on a tear. Man, I told you. This is our metal. Well, silver and gold, they go hand in hand. I can't really say, but silver's our metal. I'll put it in front of gold. I will. Because this is our go-to. I've been telling you to get silver for a long time. And gold right there with it. But silver is just, it's given the most gains. And it's got more to give. This, dude, silver in my book, by the time 10,000 is hit with gold, silver at 1,000 would be normal, a normal ratio to me. It would seem fine. That's a 10x. That's well over. That's a 20. It's something like a 15, 16x. You're talking. Jay. But that's just a universal statement, bro. I mean, just across the board. But yeah, with that example, you know what I'm talking about. Much love, my brother. I can't wait to see you again. And so that everybody knows, I did put a poll out there on the last show on where the potential next conference will be, and Florida took it. Much love for anybody checking in right here at the top of the hour. Make sure to hit subscribe, hit the bell notification. I want to thank everyone out there that shares the stream and supports the stream. Appreciate it to the fullest. Silver sets records. Like yesterday, today, it broke $61, I think, is what it was today. 61 something. It already broke 60. It hit 61. I'm honestly like, when it gets to this point, it's where you want to buy more. Like, damn it, wish I had more. Like, you want to pull back. So, looking for a pullback here. I'm not sure where it's going to be. I'm looking for a pullback here. You should have been loaded up. Like, yeah, man, this is the come up. This is where the gold and the silver and everything that you've bought all these years to sit on. These are your riches. This is your retirement, your nest egg. It grows. It grows, it grows, it grows from here. The only thing that can possibly do any damage to this whole plan is your government. Always the same ones. And that's the caveat. They could try confiscation at any time and try to take all your gold and silver. But you all know that, and you got to be prepared for that. And come on, you're just going to stand there and get robbed? Everybody just going to stand there and let them take everything? Somebody going to fight back, stand up. See, when you're on digital, they've got you trapped. Gold and silver, man, it's where it's at. I love seeing it blow up. It just keeps on rising. You got platinum rising, copper, all the metals rising. I would load up. I've given my stories time and time again. I'd make moves, guys. Goldman reminding clients where travel and leisure cracked around 2008. And what they're doing here is they're putting out basically a pattern. They're saying, like, look, when these certain things start to happen, it's the beginning of the end of like the bubble's gonna pop, like bad things, everything's gonna turn down. When you start to see, like A, B, and C happen, it begins. But when you start to see like E, F, and G happen, that means it's like it's going down. Like, right, these are the last things that happen before it goes down. And that's what they're saying is going on right now. We're in that stage. We're in a stage right now where all the signs are there right now of just that. Here's an update and a heads up. You guys may not have a clue what this is, but there is an app out there called Wiz. Okay. 16 million users. It's called the Tinder for Kids. It's been exposed for linking children to sexual predators. And you all should know, if you hear of your kid or you see on their app or their device they have Wiz, definitely want to look into this. Yep. One big time to stack again, market drop and market calls. 48-hour time. Hey, thank you, Jay Winch. Much love. Appreciate that to the fullest. And you're right. But a heads up here for the social app Wiz, man. Anytime we got anything connected to predators with the kids, you got to be in the know. So Wiz, pass the word on. You heard about that app called Wiz? Yeah, it's get rid of it. Get your kids off of it. We've got a story here where, well, it's an update. You may recall where the Kentucky sheriff shot a judge dead. I went over all this, what happened. It has to do with really a lot of like Masonic and mafia type rings across the country in terms of sexual rings. And there's no other way around it. When it comes to the judges, all across the country, there's a club. It's well known. There's a club for the judges, and judges go out on these retreats, go to these special places, and have meetups, and it's all a lot of it's ritual based and Masonic. Okay, that's what the club is that they're in. Okay, and it's all done through blackmail. We know this. And we've seen them get exposed many times. In this instance, this happened in my state, in Letcher County, where if you go and you talk to the people that are from the area, they'll tell you, oh yeah, this area has been known for this for a long time. And like, what would happen is someone would get pulled over or arrested or show up to court, not have enough money to pay a fine. And this judge would call, Judge Kevin Mullins would call these people back into his chamber to have a little talk with them, so to speak. And any time this was happening, it was like 99% over sexual favors. And he was cutting deals with these individuals. Like, look, like, you want out, you're going to have to come in here and you're going to have to like do sexual deeds and do me favors and do this and do that. And it got to a point to where he had, a good portion of the town, and he wouldn't have got in trouble and couldn't pay anything like that. He had people strung up in this. And some of the sheriffs were even tied into this. Cause that's how it is. All this is Masonic. This is deep. This happens all over the place, man. This time it got out of hand and it got exposed. And one of the sheriffs that was friends with him, was really good friends with the judge, that was also into this tantric sex and doing all this stuff. He knew about it. Well, the sheriff had a young daughter. And guess what happened? That judge had her in his chambers doing things, and the sheriff found out about it. And what he lost it. I mean, what is most fathers going to do when you find out that this individual has been molesting or doing something to your child, your child? I mean, come on. So that's what sparked this whole thing. And Sheriff Mickey Steins, this was all on video too. He approached the judge in his chambers and pulled the gun on him, and judge threw his hands up and said, "No, no, no," and tried to lie, and cover it up, but he shot him and he killed him and all this. Now the sheriff is pleading insanity. That's probably his only way out of this. So they're pleading insanity. It's the only defense that's probably going to save him at all, especially to get him, spare him the death penalty. But what this has done is it's opened up a huge can of worms that otherwise it would have gone unnoticed. And now people are coming forward that have confessions that say, yeah, you had some women even come forward and say, yeah, like I had sexual relations in those chambers with him because I had a ticket, blah, blah, blah. All these things, like shocking stuff coming out. And then people around town are like, yeah, it was always the word on the low around town. Like, so if you roll into a town and like there's the word is on the street that things are like this, dude, you're dealing with a town like this. Like, it's not good. Well, corruption is seething like this. And like ultimately in the end, karma catches people. And when you're doing evil, devious stuff, acting like devils, well, anyhow, I wouldn't stand for none of this. The whole brothel should have got busted up and every one of them hung out to dry on this one, all these devils. I can't imagine all the young women, especially targeted young women that were victimized in all this and still won't say a word because they're scared. It's also what I've heard. So that's the update with that. And thank you, Viking. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, man. Some of you guys been out there for a while. Oh yeah, Florida man. Jacob out there. Janet. Hope you all are doing well this evening. I noticed I didn't get any notifications through my email for the stream, so I hope you guys did. Normally when that happens, it's a sure sign to me that most people didn't get it. The closest people to me, they seem to always make sure get the notifications. But as soon as you like miss a stream or two and they know it or this and that, they see you, whatever, they won't send you notifications and then they'll let you drift away. Yep. And then you'll show up 2 years later, like, man, I ain't seen you in 2 years, Dabu. It's like, I ain't gone nowhere. Been right here, live, 3 times a week, dropping videos every single day. So, the FTA threatening to cut funds to Chicago because the transit is unsafe. A woman is set on fire. Do you want to send your children or even yourself get on a bus or public transit that operates like this? No, no way in the world. This is why I see in the future, they're going to have, this is why they tell you you're going to own nothing and like it. It's going to be set up like Minority Report or whatever. The Fifth Element. Futuristic, where the vehicles are floating around like the Jetsons, like real deal. And like you get in it and you tell it where you want to go. Like an air cab. Like, and that's all it's going to be everywhere. Like you won't own one, you know. Maybe like the super elite turbo rich have their own, but like these, like they'll be like Ubers. They'll be like, you know, Tesla Ubers flying around AI controlled. Just swoop in wherever you're at, pick you up and take you wherever. That's what the future is going to be. That's what it's going to be. It's obvious. It's where it's going. It's the next level. They're phasing out the vehicles right in front of your face. They're phasing out the fiat money in front of your face. Like by 2030, 5 short years, a massive transformation will have happened. Somali, Minnesota college student, posts an online threat open at ICE that, like, we're going to pop you. I'm going to pop you. And I'm sure he's got a visit thus far. Maybe not, but this is what's going on out here with the threats. Total Recoil.
Guys, I actually heard you guys pulled up to Owatonna, the Big O, and you pulled up when I was not there? Y'all, so puss-ass shit, boy. You gonna get popped next time I see you ass. Bring the whole cavalry. Yeah, boy, you guys are scared. Scared of the Stingray, baby. Woo!
Like, really, kid? Like, are you kidding? Like, you just posting on social media like this these days, you just beckon for it. It's one thing to be showing off in front of some friends, saying some things, but like when you put it live on, like, you're done now. Now you're on a board, your face is pinned, and they're coming for you. Find out the hard way. Real people don't make threats like that out in the open. They don't have to. They make the move. You understand? They just do the damn thing. Real killers moving in silence, right? Send her back. Trump says crowd grows wild after Trump goes off on this Ilhan Omar. I think he even called her Elon. He even says, like, I don't even know her name. What is it? Ilhan Omar? That's what it sounded like to me. He says she's an illegal alien. And here's my thing. Dude, I'm like sick of this. I'm sick of you standing up there. Trump always looks like he's got to take a dump up there. Like, he does. His face, man. He's sitting there and all he does is make fun of people. You are the freaking president of the country. Arrest him. Issue the warrant. Like, do something. Isn't that what everyone was hoping for? To elect you so that all the corruption could get arrested? Like, none of it's happening. Even the people you get indicted get cut loose. It's pathetic. Hillary ain't never going to get arrested. It's all dog and pony show. He gets this fiery speech that she's here illegal. Dude, if that was the case, you'd have had people at her door yesterday. She'd have been fired. That means you're paying someone on the books that's here illegally. That means you should be in trouble then, Mr. President. If she's here illegally, like, do something about it. You're all freaking talk. Orange Man bad. Yeah, they should be straight to jail. Like, you have no problem sending strike teams all over the country to screw with everyday life of normal people, so to speak. But when it comes to any politician, any corruption out there, you don't touch it. You just sit there and talk smack at a podium at these stupid rallies still, and nothing happens. Like, it's high school. I don't get it. I think it's pathetic, man. Any of these people that go to this place shows your IQ. You're still getting, drug along by this pedo protector in chief. I don't know what to say.
Individuals from Somalia in the group, please raise your hand. That's for Minnesota, That's called the Great Big Minnesota Scam with one of the dumbest governors ever in history. I love
that could be true.
Ilhan Omar, whatever the hell her name is, with the little turban. I love her. She comes in, does nothing but bitch. She's always complaining. She comes from a country where, it's considered about the worst country in the world, right? They have no military, they have no nothing, they have no parliament. They don't know what the hell the word parliament means. They have nothing, they have no police. They police themselves. They kill each other all the time. I love it. She comes to our country, and she's always complaining about the Constitution allows me to do this. We ought to get her the hell out. She married her brother in order to get in, right? She married.
That's all he does, man.
Her brother. Can you imagine If Donald Trump married his sister, beautiful, she's a beautiful person. If I married my sister to get my citizenship, do you think I'd last for about 2 hours, or would it be something less than that? She married her brother to get in. Therefore, she's here illegally. She should get the hell out. Throw her the hell out. She does nothing but complain.
Go do it, man. Do it. Pull that phone out of your pocket. Make a phone call. Actually, I mean, make the order right there. Make the call. I mean, speak it into existence. Just say the words, Mr. President. Dear Mr. President. This is fraudulent. A puppet show. Literally. It's like he comes to these rallies just to pop off at the mouth like he's a comedian. So they can all stroke his ego. And no one gets arrested. Now look, if people were getting arrested right now and actually getting locked up and things were actually happening, I'd be giving in the props for doing that and all that, but it's not happening. We're being real about the situation, not just coming out here hating on him, you know. Like someone's got some TDS or something. It's funny they come up with these words. They try to use TDS for Trump the same way they use anti-Semite. You see what I'm saying? They attach a black magic to it, but it don't work. It's garbage. The whole base is fracturing. That is for sure, and it has been and will continue to. I'll speak that into existence. Simply so people wake up. When you wake up to the left-right paradigm, you see that the deep state controls both sides. That's why it's called the left-right paradigm. And when you really accept that and you know that, the rest is just theater. Trump's an actor, man. One of the best, right? Hired for the job. All right, so let's keep it pushing. I put out a video here on The Economist magazine to talk about this, but with some developments, I wanted to go back to it. The original video out there for The Economist, I covered the world ahead, and I dove into the imagery on the screen that you can see here. This is a soccer ball. And you can see a guy down here kicking the soccer ball. At first glance, first couple minutes when looking at it, like I didn't even realize what I was looking, because there's so much going on. You had to really, spend some time going across the whole thing. But then I looked down, I seen the guy down there kicking, and I'm like, hold on. He's kicked. This whole thing is drawn on a soccer ball. And that's significant to me. Why did The Economist go out of its way to make sure that was there? So, this year will be in 2026, it will be the 250th anniversary of our country. There's a lot going on here. To attack us would be hugely and largely symbolic. If you were the enemy, this is when you would want to do it. This is when you would want to do it. And you would want to attack events tied to it. So what do we have going on in 2026? I mean, for crying out loud, you've got a ship off to the side here that looks like a normal freight ship carrying all these shipping containers, but they have guns in them. Like it shoots off a missile right at the birthday cake. Right at the birthday cake. Okay. Laser blasting something and a bunch of dust getting kicked up down here. Like maybe even the laser taking out. It is. It's hitting. It's going right at the vessel. So the laser responsible for taking out. I could see this. You remember some of these things, man. I could really see this playing out. Something like this. they've telegraphed weapons in the shipping containers many, many, many times. So at some point, it's going to happen out here. It's going to we're going to see it. Okay, it's going to materialize. Okay, Trump is pointing at the economy crashing. He is literally pointing at the graph crashing, going down, with two swords in front of it and a gavel coming down. Like, that's judgment, man. That's huge. That's a huge thing to me. And then you have Olympic stuff. You've got a runner, you've got fighters, a skier. And see, I looked into all this. You have the Winter Olympics that are going to be held. Okay? In Italy, was it here within the next handful of months? They are a prime target. Okay? They are a prime target for an attack. The White House is having this peculiar event outside on the White House lawn, a UFC event. How all this is even going to go down and be possible, I don't know. But you talk about a high-profile event that could get attacked. At the top of the list is that, but probably at the very top is this: the World Cup. And it just so happens it's going to be held in America, in Seattle, for 2026. And now that you have all that in your mind, and oh yeah, remember, there's a couple big jabs on the soccer ball, a bunch of red balloons, and tanks, and all this war, attack, all this stuff. Yeah, I don't like the needles. That shows you an economic reset is going to happen in 2026. That's what the Rothschild Economist magazine is telling you. And this FIFA, or this World Cup, the same ones that just gave Donald Trump a peace prize, the first ever peace prize, and they bring him in and give it to him. It's crazy. But look at this. You couldn't make this up if you wanted to. This is crazy. The 2026 World Cup is going to go down with a match in Seattle. It's one of the host cities. Okay. They've decided the theme is going to be LGBT Act Pride Night. Pride match. It's going to be in June for the Pride Month. Okay? Why? Because, of course, Seattle's going to be Seattle, and they're going to insert propaganda into whatever they can and put it on the people. And that's what they're going to do. So this is the craziest part. The two teams playing are Egypt and Iran. These are two countries that persecute anyone that goes down the path against a heterosexual marriage. For starters, Iran follows the strict Sharia law that we've been warning you about. They will flog you, jail you, and you can even face the death penalty. In Egypt, they're a little bit more lenient, but still, they will still punish people who participate in intimate same-sex acts with up to 3 years in prison, a fine, and they often use dating apps to hunt people down. You got that? That is how it is viewed. You're literally talking about men that take people out for this, throw them off buildings. And you're telling me that these men are about to play a soccer match and the whole freaking stadium is about to be packed with 69,000 Seattle progressives waving their pride flags? These people religiously will remove those type of people from their lives, and you're going to put them in a stadium surrounded by tens of thousands of them? I see a keg, a powder keg. They're dumping the powder in it. They're dumping. Oh boy. If there was ever a spot that yelled that, hey, like, something could happen here just because someone's going to be pissed off. If everything I just told you, because it's the religious belief that something, dude, man, this has got to be the diciest stage yet that I've seen. Like, to rub it in their face, that disrespect. It's asking, begging for something. Can't you see it? Am I the only one who can see it? This ain't good. This ain't good at all. Again, like, it's telegraphed. You're telling me the Rothschilds telegraphed everything on the soccer ball, and now this? Dropped the video on it today, and it was heavily censored. Super turbo censor. You know what that means? Wow. I'm telling you, you better keep this one on your radar. When this stuff goes down, any of these, they've telegraphed it. They got to tell you again before they do it. It's part of the magic. That's what Rothschild is. They're witches and wizards. What do you think this whole the Economist cover was? They got to tell you before they do it. So expect it. When it happens, you can't say that they didn't do it. They did. They did. $69,000 people in attendance there. It's going to be a lot of people. It's a huge event. You know, Trump came out here after the whole FIFA thing, and he even said that we got to change the name of football in our country because soccer is the real football. And like, he was like serious about it because they gave him this award and all that. That we should change the name, which there is confusion there, and I can see it from kind of that aspect. Rightfully so. Soccer is the true football, but it is what it is, man. Yeah, you already gave it that name. Everybody calls it that. We call it soccer, and it is what it is, right? Either way, I have nothing against it. Nothing against the sports and all that. Besides, it's heavily rigged and manipulated. Nothing is free flowing. If it was free flowing, I'd be all about it. But it's all heavily influenced by wicked people and wicked energies. There goes your plan. No, you know what? We're gonna have a conference before this. Do you understand me? It's on the 20th. This is on the weekend of June 26th. I believe. The summer of 2026. So if I'm going to have a conference, I'm going to tell you guys now, it's going to be by the weekend before or sooner. That would be what I'm telling you right now. It will be before that. Everybody be back home and ready for a big show. If that's the case, for something to pop off, be able to grab everything at the home front. But that'd be good. We'll make sure we'll get in one good last meeting before all this, right? All right. I'm gonna drop one more poll because I'm curious of something. So we've got time here. Right. Yes or no. All right. This is pretty simple. Would you attend the Knowledge Conference in Florida in 2026? And this is a beat on just, trying to get a rough idea on how many people would definitely show up. Like if you definitely would take the time. I'm doing everything I can to give you as much advance notice. I mean, it's like 6 months advance notice at least here if it's going to be by June, by this date or sooner. So I'm trying to, and I'll let you know right now. I'll go ahead and announce it. I've then looked into venues and priced venues, and I'm waiting on prices. So that's really what it comes down to. This is a different animal, different. The last conferences were all held at the same place. It was easy for me to go back. Price things, line things up, knew where it was going to be at, how everything runs. This can be a little bit different. Obviously a different venue. But I'd look to make it better. But I gotta get all that information. As I get information and things come together, maybe this materialize. But if like only 10 people are going to show up, then nah. Yeah. So, yeah. But if that's never been the case, all the other times before it's sold out, and we've had plenty of people come out. I got to make sure, I got to get an idea, so the size of a venue, all these things, hit counts. So that's out there. Make sure you get a vote in if you would join us for the next conference. I'm looking for the total votes, and then I'll look at the percentage. I'll go off the total votes, and then like 80 right now, 80 votes. Half have said yes. That's how I'd say, it's 40 votes. That's how I would look at it. But, it is up there till the end of the show. So Texas, now Florida, leads bans on Muslim Brotherhood and CAIR, however you want to pronounce that, to stop things from progressing like Sharia law and your way of life from deteriorating in these areas. Because if you go to some places, anywhere where Sharia law is enforced, it's their law, and people are in for a rude awakening when they find themselves caught in the system, like here in America, because they allowed it to spring up. Now, I'm all for anyone to have any religion peacefully and to practice peaceful and all this other stuff. But for anyone that is known for going out and committing acts of doing things like I just talked about earlier, throwing people off of buildings, jihad, things like that, well, it's a whole different animal. You have to be aware of that. Because, violence is not to be permitted out here by no one, right? We're never out here talking about no violence. So how are you going to permit anyone else pushing it? And even if it's in their religious text, you don't ever want to talk about that. You'll never want to talk about what's written and what they believe in and wiping us out and killing us and eliminating us. It's in the religious text. You'll never want to talk about that, do you? Who's the ones that are hateful? Who's the ones that are wicked? Who's the ones that are evil, that push violence? It's not us. Who is it by definition of their own religion? It's not us. So, just saying. When it comes in peace, and we got no problems. Yeah, we'll start swinging swords on people for things. Yeah, I'm telling you, you got a rude awakening. People just want to sit around. I sit here and talk to you guys, but it's the bigger picture. It's the millions that we never reach that really need to hear it. Need to find a way to like crack on the radio somehow. Get on to the airwaves across the country where I can tap into millions of people. Like maybe that's the key here. I need radio. That's what we need. Like in on the stations to like we'll be heard. Something's just like hit me hard there. Most keep it clean and everything. There's all FCC, all these regulations when you're on air and all that other stuff. But oh well, I can. If the goal is to reach millions, I'll jump through whatever hoops I got to reach millions. If that's the case, to drop the breadcrumbs needed, I'll lower them back over here where we can drop harder truths, like over on these streams. If I could just get on the radio, usher them over this way, we got to do something here, man. Yeah. Well. Look, you either do things in life or you just sit around and you wish you could, you wish you did, or whatever. And like, no one's promised tomorrow. And like, either we do some things, is how I see it, and try to get it in and meet good people, or you don't and always wish you did. And you can live, you can die, and you can regret it. You would literally just live, be a slave and die. And I refuse to do that. I at least want to meet good people, other warriors along the way. At least say that I got to meet them in the flesh. Maybe make some good friends. It's the only way it's going to happen. Not sure about that yet. What is that? Trend. Yeah, and I won't fly anywhere neither. But look, I was willing without a question to ask. If it was going to be in Vegas, I'd have drove 2 days there, 2 days back, and spent most of my time on the damn road to make it happen. I wouldn't have bitched, complained, or said anything about it. So the people chose Florida. I can just say that. And that's where it's at. That's where it's going to be, if there's going to be one. Again, we'll see here. We'll see where the numbers, where everything shakes out, if the stars align. But yeah, I'm scouting some places, put it that way. Right side wishes they're demons, bro. Yo, right, bro, right. Man, we got to get back on one, bro. Man. Bro, like, God, I hate being so far away from some of you. And like you, Crown Jewels, we get so much done, and it'd just be good to be around people. So we've got. I'll swing back around to that stuff. We've got some signs showing the world's falling apart. Look. All the signs are there that this reset's going to happen in 2026 and big events are going to happen. So it's like, look, if we are lucky enough to get in something, it could very well be the last one ever. Do you understand that? It could very well be the last one ever. See some people out there saying Sarasota. What do you say? Academy Sarasota would be best. It's an option. It's an option. I just love that area. It's just my favorite area. One of my favorite areas right there. But it doesn't mean that has to be where this is going to be. There's a lot of things taking consideration. I'm looking for a good place to have it that's convenient for when people come in, plus a good price on a hotel. And hotel options like that around. I try to think of all these things. That way, it's convenient for everybody, the best that I can. But things aren't getting cheaper. I mean, even when we talked about Vegas, Vegas isn't cheap no more. They used to make it cheaper. You go out there, could spend some money, but nowhere's cheap these days, huh? Let me go over a couple of Orwellian signs here I want to point out. Talked about the UK and some of the stuff going on there, and they're coming down hard, man. They're monitoring everything. I told you the social media post, if you guys missed it, a guy was here in the US and he shot a shotgun and posted it. He went back home to the UK and he went to jail for it. Serious. Like, we got problems. And digital ID. I'm gonna go down a list of some. If you believe that thought crime isn't real, consider that 11 police officers barged into a lady's house when she was in the shower because she tweeted out some offensive words to another woman, off of her phone, and they showed up and like kicked in the door in the UK. Like, insane. You've got Macron wanting the power to determine which media outlets are going to be allowed to speak to the public. That's tyrannical. So like, I wouldn't even, if this was France and he had it his way, I wouldn't even be able to speak to you. That's crazy. I mean, dude, we're on the cusp of like war. Like, they don't stand. Europe and France, and they don't stand for the ideologies and the freedoms that I believe in. I don't know about you. They're not an ally to me. Okay? None of those governments are on what they're doing to my people. To the UK government, doing it to my people there, to the French government doing it to my people, to the Germans doing it to my people, to the Irish, say all over the place, man. The government's screwing everybody over. It's always the same thing. I love my people all over the place, but it's the government responsible for all this. They let your security get lax and let your whole country get ran up in, even our own here. And what do they want to do? Like this administration, they want to say, oh, the Biden regime did it. They always want to blame it on somebody. Well, go arrest them. They did all this damage. Go arrest them, but you won't because it's fraudulent. All of you are. And it's going to be the same thing. It's going to continue down the cycle until the youth rises one day and overthrows some of these governments. Overthrows them. But then they're not really going to know what to do from there because they have the military training. And as long as the people who have military training cower, I don't know what to tell you. We've seen here recently, it's the youth that's been pissed off around the world that has snapped and risen to the occasion, especially when you take their electronics and their internet away from them. Like in Nepal, they straight snapped and they torched freaking government buildings and everything else. What will they do here? I don't know. I don't know. Like, lights out would do some damage here, man. Even for a month, as I was saying, and we're gonna get to that here in a minute. So the EU is going after Elon Musk, $140 million. Why? Because of freedom of speech, man. This is a war in the open. The only thing keeping us connected right now is Ukraine to NATO at all. Or like, I bet you they didn't back all the way out. Because they're talking all kinds of crap. And like, it's happening. Trump signals he could be buddies with Russia for after this. And I wouldn't doubt it. Way more business opportunity. All these things. More peaceful front. And as we showed in World War II, can't nobody stop the U.S. and Russia. Can't nobody. China would have to be... China might get rug pulled. It might have been a tactic the whole time. It's the only way you're going to beat China. Is to rug pull them with Russia. Because as long as there's that whole block there, then we fall. And unfortunately, I think that's what's destined to happen. Because they want it to happen. It's written. Manly P. Hall wrote about it. This place is like the new Atlantis is what they call it. And if you can't understand that, you need to catch up on all the esoteric stuff. I tell you, this is what it is. It's one big ritual. Like 9/11 was, and like every event is. So, look, they're unbanking people. Jamie Dimon just got called out on it. He admitted that they were debanking people. He wouldn't go to the extent of the details on it, but they admitted it. Yeah. India wants to require that phone location services are always on so that the government can track people through their phones wherever they go all the time. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's happening anyway. They just want it official on record on the book so they can't get any trouble, or anything like that. A journalist in the Netherlands has tested an AI-powered set of glasses. It can instantly identify a stranger on the street in a heartbeat. So just apply that to the Meta goggles or whatever freaking, Zuck was pushing. All these glasses, all of them are pushing. That's what this is. It's going to be AI incorporated. You're going to be able to walk down the street and AI instantly is going to see everyone. It's going to be able to ID people in real time. Boy, this is about to get crazy, whether you like it or not. So it's not just going to be the camera that people already know it's happening, but they kind of ignore, like going into Walmart, any other store. It has the technology to read your biometrics, your facial stuff. It knows you're there. It logs you, whether you like it or not. It's happening. Again, because no one ever stands up to stop any of this. It gets implemented. It just continues to keep rolling out. So now anyone that's rolling by you with a set of shades could be filming you, could be live streaming, could be all of it, and AI at the same time on their glasses on the screen that you can't see in front of their eyes. It's showing them that, hey, you're looking at blah, 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 Joe Blow, blah, blah, blah. He lives here. He's from here. He works there. And you get to sit here. You could scroll with the roof of your mouth, with your tongue. All this technology is right here, man. It's insane. Like, by 2030, this place, when humans start to get thinned out, it's really going to start to look ominous. A national digital ID set up in the UK. You won't be able to get a job. Can't get a job, can't eat. Digital ID program in France is moving from the pilot to scale. And in number 11 here, let's bring it back home to the US. In Illinois, there's such an overwhelming demand for a digital ID that some people are being forced to wait. They're saying that mobile IDs became available in Illinois on Wednesday. But due to the high demand, some residents are finding themselves waiting a little bit longer. How's this? Like they have congestion downloading this. A number of residents trying to download the digital ID to their Apple Wallet received the following message. Due to a high volume, your state service is currently busy. So apparently, this is what's happening. I warned you that just all they had to do was roll out. It doesn't even have to be, I said it before, and I gave the example of holding the banks hostage, but which is yet to happen. But like, look right here. Like, just this quick. They just throw it out there and they gobble it up and take off running with it. Like, not a question asked, not a care in the world. Doesn't care that they're going to be tracked, traced, all the bad stuff that comes with it. They don't care. They're just taking it and running with it. We're screwed. This is what a majority of the people in our country are going to do and are doing. They're going to see it's easy. They can use it. They're going to make sure that, like, for all these people, you get the digital ID, you can go in, you can do all these magical things with it, as we've shown. If someone, logs their digital ID when they walk into the store, they can literally grab anything and everything that they want, throw it in the cart, and run out the door. And it will charge their account. And you won't get in any trouble because it would have logged you, known you, seen you, everything. And by the time you got the door, everything's scanned. Everything. But the moment you're picking everything up, it's getting deducted out of your account. So you can run out the door all you want with it. The moment you step in the store, it has your account details. You see what I'm saying? And you won't make it to the door. If not, you won't make it. You won't even make it to any goods, realistically. That's where people would get stopped and escorted out and all this other stuff. You won't even get in the store without proper identification. There won't be no more stealing at that rate. There won't. People are going to be locked out, if even living. It's ominous and scary right in front of your face. It's happening in the UK, but like people here in America are looking over and seeing like, oh well, it's not here. Like, oh yeah, it is. Like, you need to get rid of that mentality. Like, they're pushing it global. They're coming down all avenues. And as you can see here, Illinois. So this keeps slipping because tomorrow's headline could be your state, especially if you're in a blue state, at any moment. I'm telling you, the way things are shaping up where they're going, man. But it's not always about just the state. It also comes down to the city. If you live around a major city, I know in my state's like majority, I would say red, but it's considered a blue state because right around the big major city, Louisville, they're dominant there, the Dems, and they override all the votes and do all the rigging and all that other crap and squeak out cheating wins. But most of the state is against them. Red, Trump country. If you come out here, it's just the way it is. Let's look at the most murderous cities real quick. The top 30 in the U.S. Might be surprised. This is per 100,000 people. Would puts them, because you can see at the top New Orleans with 166 number of homicides. Memphis actually has way more with 372, but per 100,000 people, it puts it at second place. So New Orleans, Memphis, St. Louis, Baltimore, DC, Birmingham, Philly, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, Richmond, Indianapolis, Milwaukee, Louisville, Kentucky, Cleveland, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, Norfolk, Virginia, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois. Can you believe that per 100,000 people, Louisville, Kentucky has more homicides than Chicago, Illinois? That's crazy. I don't know. I pay attention to a lot of these stats across the board about all types of stuff, but yeah, man, getting crazy. Look at this: a 73-year-old woman on the run. The FBI looking for her. She stole $30 million by impersonating a heiress. Frauds everywhere out there. 30 million just by acting like she was the heiress or something. She got a ton of the money, like 12, 13 million in one deal, 15 million in like another. Yeah. Look, I gotta play this. I put this out there as a warning. This next one, if you're someone that is getting DoorDash, ordering food that other people are handling, watch. This lady pepper sprays.
My wife had started eating and she started choking and gasping, and after she had had a couple bites of her food, she actually threw up. It's pepper spray. It's more than likely what it is, but now in this day age, it could have been anything. Could have been rat poison, could have been fentanyl. I mean, my wife could have been dead. Definitely want to see her prosecuted.
She could have been dead. He's right about that. Definitely want to see her prosecuted. She better be. Anyone that's going to fiddle with people, you don't never do that. I don't care. Karma's a mofo on people. You don't never mess with people's food and delivery. You'll just have it come back and get you. You don't never. I remember when I used to deliver pizza, I used to take pride and all that stuff. I used to make sure that people got their food um, timely manner, hot, fresh, and like with me delivering it, you wasn't gonna get messed with. Even if they were a bad tipper or something like that, you don't never mess with people's food. That's like you just don't do it, man. Um, because if I caught somebody doing it, they're likely to get knocked. For real. You just don't do it. Anyhow, you just seen they're pepper spraying it. It could have been fentanyl. That's scary. Him saying that there, just imagine. That lady was stupid. Did it on rain cam. Like she could have done anything to that food the entire ride there. She'd have pulled over down the street, a couple laces of fentanyl on there and put out of there. Like, dude, man, I don't trust none of it. We live in an evil world. So we got the New York Archdiocese agreeing to a mediation after settling 1,300 claims of sexual abuse. That's how bad it is. That's a ton. 1,300 claims? Are you kidding me? You're guilty as sin. All the pedophilic stuff going in there. Are you kidding me? 1,300 cases. Like, why haven't agents like raided the place for all the pedos that are crawling? Huh? Yeah, again. They talk all this smack, but you don't never see none of the real deal stuff. We know it's a game. It's a blackmail game. It's all ran by the wicked. And the whole stuff like Epstein here. Guess what? More stuff got released. Got put out, but guess what? Nothing new. Same old crap. So a federal judge releases all of the old Ghislaine Maxwell files and all that, and all this. There's no other goods there, though. Nothing huge. No list that everyone's looking for. And this may signal, now that they did a release like this, the end. Because there's like nothing else to give the people. And look at this. This is shocking. How does this happen? When you live in a sick, evil world full of demons and pedo protectors, this is how this happens. An Ohio Democrat sworn into city council and takes his seat hours after he gets arrested on sex abuse charges involving children. Houston, we got way more than a problem. This is bad. So this pedo is arrested, released, and then sworn into city council. You can't make this up. This is crazy. This is insane. Everybody needs to go to jail. Like all of them. All of them. Where's the righteous sheriff at? Where's anybody at? The cares, man. What, do they got you blackmailed? Is that what's stopping you? It's pathetic. Some people just need to ride, man. Some people took an oath to serve and protect this place. They need to abide by it. At some point, you're just going to have kamikazes rise up and just flame out. They're just going to go out and they're going to ride against the beast. One at a time. Go out legendary. At some point, there's going to be pushback. But my fear is going to be that it's going to be too late. They put you in the dark. It's too late. You're never going to get to the elite that screwed you. You're never going to find them. You're never going to get out of the neighborhood if you're in the dark. So it's over. They get away. They reset this whole place. Man. But hope that's not the case. We've got humiliation ensuing for Chuck Schumer. Apparently, he tried to call on Pete Hegseth to get taken out, and it didn't. It ain't happen. His own side kind of not going along with it, and the Dems falling apart. They're getting called out and all this stuff. I want to remind everybody, January 30th, the whole government shutdown comes back into play. The threat of people not getting their food stamp, SNAP, all this stuff, it all comes back. People walking out of stores with stuff, chaos ensuing, it all comes back. January 30th. All they did was delay it. I've got a positive story here on Andrew Wolf. This is the staff sergeant shot in D.C. that survived. They're saying that he stood up today. That's huge. Guy capped, point blank range. Unfortunately, the woman died. But he got up. He got up. That's huge. That says a lot, man. That's a miracle. Most people would not have survived that. So just want to see this guy continue to heal and make it up out of there. Obviously, don't want to see him. But it looks like, at this point, if he's made it to here, hopefully he can keep it improving. And I know life's never going to be the same for him, that's for sure. But it's a miracle, the way I see it. We have a Clinton-appointed judge blocking the National Guard deployment to L.A. This is interesting. Watch these things, because this has a lot to say on where things go. Because if he tries this in other states, they could go back and they could cite this ruling. I told you the whole thing with Posse Comitatus is a slippery slope, and you got to watch it. It's there for a reason. And he was overriding stuff, saying he'll just deal with it in court later. Well, here's court later. They're saying that they're blocking Trump's deployment of troops to Los Angeles, and they're giving the power back to Newsom, to the state, which this whole back and forth, it weighs big. How National Guard troops are going to be used. Because if they're used by one side, they're used for that side. If they're used for the other, they're used for the other side. And there's going to be a clash. Just like the police in many of these cities are saying they're going to support the protesters against ICE. There's a clash coming. So you've got the police and any National Guard backing them up, going to clash against ICE. And then in other cities, you've got the National Guard working with ICE, backing them up because Trump's utilizing them. So, man, it's a fine line here. And every state's different, obviously. All right. We're going to go to about 11:30 with this one at least. And I'll wrap it up and then end the poll and do all that. No, already got a couple hundred people saying they'd come. All right, so poll is up. The yes, no really doesn't even matter. We already did we already did the whole thing of where and all that. I'm looking at the number of votes, and I'm gonna divide that. It's probably going to be in half at this point, because it looks like 48 to 52. That'll tell me how many definitely show. So that gives me an idea of what kind of space to plan. Living near Portland, Oregon is so difficult. I bet I wouldn't even... I'm sorry that politics have ruined things out there, but, unfortunately, it's the way things go. We got to make a stand for something at some point. Skeeby, thank you. 1111, you got that right. Much love. All you guys. All right, before I tear into this whole Tupac thing, I'm gonna show a couple other ones here real quick. And I'm just gonna play a small piece of this so you can see this character. He is a new character on the scene you're gonna see more of, and he is introducing articles of impeachment against Hegseth. And well, I don't know what's gonna happen there with that, but anytime that articles or anything like this are brought up, they're voted on. They go on the floor, they go in front of people. I mean, this becomes potentially a serious thing depending on how many votes they can get. And if they can get enough votes, obviously Hegseth can get voted out. It's just the way the game goes here. And with Trump pissing everybody off, I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but the Republicans are risking losing in 2026 here. What's going on with the House? And if all that happens, man, you're talking about some big shakeups here that people didn't see coming. Anyhow, check this guy out.
Hello, this is Congressman Sharif Thanidar. Today I introduced articles to impeach Secretary Pete Hegseth for murder and conspiracy to murder and reckless and unlawful mishandling of classified information. Since day one, Secretary Hegseth has disgraced that once proud office that he holds, from issuing orders to kill everybody on board a small boat with no evidence of any wrongdoing, to launching a follow-up strike to finish off survivors who barely clinging onto their life. His actions are not just reprehensible, but illegal as well. Former military attorneys have come out and asserted that his actions have risen to the level of war crimes. He also put the lives of our own troops in danger by leaking classified war plans in an unauthorized Signal group chat, which included a random journalist with no role anywhere in the administration.
Okay. So, to talk about that, he did. Regardless of this new character that you're seeing here, dropping these articles of impeachment, this is where I stand on it. And I don't care, Republican, Dem, where I'm above and beyond the left-right paradigm. But what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. And to flat out strike people and murder people with no care, this is what the military does. I see it every day, all the time. And Ukraine is specifically super bad, where platoons get hit, and the same thing. If there's a survivor moving around, they strike them. They don't go in and nothing, like they leave no one alive. They kill everyone. So he said, yeah, you struck the boat and there were survivors trying to live and you struck it again. Yeah. They're gonna go down the route for war crimes here. Now, look, I'm all about doing whatever it takes to eliminate drugs out there, but things have always got to be ethical, and they got to be on the up and up. The fact that they haven't tried to is what's disturbing. Like, show me some pictures, show me some names at least, flash them up on the screen. It's all you had to do. It's like you're getting sloppy and lazy with it, and it's murderous. We don't want to see that. That's why dudes are freaking out there in Florida, just taking a boat out in the water, like, man, putting out videos like, don't strike me, Hegseth. And they're like serious, like they don't want to die. Because who is to say if they did hit them and wiped them out? Who is to say nothing? You're not being told nothing. You're not being told who these people are, shown a photo. You're not given any proof that there was ever even any drugs. On the last stream, what I showed was an example of how it should be done. The air chopper easily can put 2 rounds into the motor of a boat, and it's disabled. And then whatever boats are on the water down below can run right up on the vessel. They can board it, and they can grab everything, and they can arrest everyone. But that's too much for them. They don't want to deal with arresting people and hauling them. They don't want to have to deal with it. It's easier for them to just blow them away. That is the honest truth of it. Flat out. So they don't have, they are trying to make an example and to scare the crap out of anyone else that's doing it. But again, there has to be some kind of ethical way here. Like, if they did accidentally strike somebody in the midst of these 20 strikes, how would we know at this point? Is my thing. What if it was you? Like, this thing's about to go way deeper than strikes on boats out in waters. It's about to start. It's about to hit land any moment. And we've been waiting on this for a minute. Look at this. Look at this. Mamdani. He picks a convicted robber as his criminal justice advisor. It's like just dumping salt in the wound up here with all this. He's got a stupid smile on his face all the time. Like he knows he knows his job. He knows who's backing him and what he's been selected to do. He knows nobody's gonna do anything to stop it. So he's just got this like shit-eating grin on his face that I can't stand. And he's just bringing hell and chaos. And say goodbye to NYC. Convicted robber is his criminal justice advisor. Game over. Bad enough to get this guy, but these are the types that they're pulling from. These are the backgrounds of the people he's surrounding himself with. So, in the meantime, while no one's looking, the military passes a $900 billion defense bill. $900 billion. Just so close to $1 trillion. It's getting crazy. Musk apparently is coming under threat. He's revealed that he thinks he's going to get assassinated. He says the threat's high. Anywhere he goes, everything has to be under strict, very deep, secure measure. He did not even go. Look, he had this big roundup. He got all of his loyalists to round up and go to this place in Texas here recently where they all sat there and he chimed in on a screen. And he didn't even go to that because the same thing. He fears assassination, which is pretty crazy. So I don't know. I don't know how much you're going to see him out at other events at this point. When he's next to Trump, it's a little different because it's such a high-profile thing and there's so much security around. But these smaller places, he don't have the entire Secret Service working for him. So even though he has security, but I don't know. I guess he's just going with the vibe. When you see this dude, he ain't laid low like this ever. Never. He's never gone to this extreme, dodged this many events. Never. Not like this. It's been flat out, just straight up about it. Let me throw this in here real quick with the British stuff. I told you earlier about the guy that shot a gun and went back home and he went to jail. Look at this. British soccer star Joey Barton given 6 months months suspended prison sentence. What? What? They got 6 months over his head because of an ex post. So I'm assuming he's off to jail to serve that sentence. He does one more post. This is crazy, man. Like what we're witnessing coming out of these places is crazy. This guy, I'm not going to play the whole video, but he goes on Schellenberger. He says that civilization is collapsing in Europe, and it's accelerating, and that they're going the wrong way. And they have this, what they're calling the Brown New Deal. It's where the living standards in Europe are declining rapidly for everyone, and the elite are going in the opposite direction with the whole thing. And what's crazy is all the elite are doing is screaming, Russia, Russia, Russia. It's all they're doing. Russia, Russia, Russia. They want to create a war to blame the downfall of everything on the war. Well, they make off like a bandit with all this money and do what they always do. Okay? Well, the gig's up. And Germany is planning their single biggest investment in arms in history. Okay? In history. A bigger investment than what even the Nazis made in all this. That's huge. Germany planning the largest single investment in history. Dude, they've gone to war. And they're bulking up to go to the biggest war they've ever gone to war in. This isn't a good sign, dude. Like, for whatever reason, like they've sold the people out. Like, the ship is sinking, and they're going to bail on it. They're going to leave everybody on it like the Titanic, unfortunately. And they're going to let the people take the brunt of these shots, I guess, from Russia. Whatever, no matter how it is, economically or militarily. They've been sold out, man. Everybody has. But yeah, Western Europe, Israel's a whole different animal. They've started striking Lebanon again. All this is historical territory just getting bombed. You know, just wait, you know, the big, huge block at Baalbek and all these historical things, just wait till they nail it. Just wipe all the history. They're erasing history right in front of your face. It's all they've done, all around them. All through Israel, all into Syria, Lebanon, all around them. And Netanyahu, he rejects a retirement in exchange for pardon deal. He rejects it. This dude, evil as they come. This guy's the soul keeper. This guy's got more souls under his belt, people that he's responsible for killing, than anybody on the planet. Than any other person that you know. Anyone living right now. I'm serious. Stop and think about it. He racks them up on the daily. More than anybody. And has been. For a long time. Like nobody comes close to the butcher. Nobody. And he is who controls Trump. You know, Trump tucks his chair in. He gives Trump a ominous golden pager after they blew pagers up on everybody. Like, come on. Like, dude, this is... Talk about openly... That was telling the whole world who controls who. Right there, if you missed it. If there's ever any doubt. Okay, so let me tell you and show you where this sits with Russia real quick. Trump is giving Zelensky till Christmas to accept the peace deal. Apparently, Zelensky rejected, without even reading, Trump's peace thing, and it pissed him off so bad that he doesn't even want to see him ever again in the flesh, ever. So Trump just says he's got till Christmas to accept this peace deal, or else. And what is what, or else anybody else's guess at this point. It's about to get nasty. Don Jr. was just on camera saying like his dad's walking away from this. It wasn't his mess. He's done everything. If he can't get the accolade for peace off this, like he's washing his hands with it, going the other way, and he's leaving NATO to deal with it. And NATO's pretty pissed off about it. And they're talking all this crap and saying they don't even want to be friends or an ally with the US. Well, then, like, screw you. Like, what kind of ally are you anyway? Like, you guys are the baddies of baddies. You know, Macron, Mers, all them. Like, get out of here. Starmer, are you kidding me? Like, get out of here. You guys and your ideology are, look what you've done to your own countries. Look what you've done to your own people. You pieces of... You want war with Russia. You want all your people to just keep getting rounded up and just sent to Ukraine. Get torched. Nope. This has got to end. So, I'm going to play a little clip here of Trump saying this. Like,
going back and forth between Putin and Zelensky with various drafts of a peace deal. Which country right now is in the stronger negotiating position?
Well, there can be no question about it. It's Russia. It's a much bigger country. It's a war that should have never happened. Frankly, it wouldn't have happened if I were president, and it didn't happen for 4 years. I watched that taking place, and I said, wow, they're going to cause some problems here. And it started, and it could have evolved into World War III, frankly. I think it's probably not going to be happening now. I think if I weren't president, you could have had World War III. I think you would have had a much bigger problem than you have right now. But right now, it's a big problem. It's a big problem for Europe.
he just sits there and says, "Oh yeah, World War III. It's a big problem for Europe." Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, Zelensky is ready for elections all of a sudden. And I just want him to get on with this. And he's got to go. Just get this guy out of here and just get this whole thing, this whole chapter over with. Because I am sick of it, to be honest with you. Then you've got the whole war front down here in Venezuela. F-18 fighter jets flew deep inside Venezuela on a close approach. They just seized an oil tanker. So, like, things are beginning. They're not, like, bombing, but they done swooped in over the country, and now they're seizing oil tankers. Like, it's going down. This isn't just striking these other vessels. So, they're not going to sit back and allow any other vessels to get snatched up. Like, there's about to be an exchange. Of course, Trump's one of them. Illuminati on all of them. They've sold us out. He's their main guy. He's their Gentile Messiah, handpicked, their crown Prince of Peace, as the Black Hats call him. So, I mean, we're stretched all over the place there. What have I got here? Okay, so this is a major one to pay attention to. China's new underwater drone threatens the West Coast U.S. Russia just came out recently and said they had the tsunami bomb, said they tested it. We knew about it for a long time, but they put the stamp on it. They're like, no, it's here. This is what it is. And we can hit you at any time. They can hit anywhere. We know they had subs lurking off the East Coast here earlier this year. They sure did. We know this for a fact. And it was Russia. And we've seen some crazy scrambles from our military, even up to this past week, off the East Coast, to where they've gone dark. And it looks not like it's a drill. It looks like they're trying to track something. Like someone's out there, something's out there. And tsunami bomb. All they have to do is detonate it right there off the coast. 100 miles even. International waters. it will create a wave that crushes the entire coastline. There's no way to stop it. It's an EMP and a tsunami bomb. You kill America. 2 shots. One above it. Actually, it's a 3-shot, a trifecta if you wanted. And if you wanted to go further and really wipe everything out, you go 4 shots for the kill. You launch a missile over the United States, and guess what? Trump's Iron Dome is going to take it down, because by definition, that's what it's going to do. It's going to shoot down anything above America. It's not going to let it hit a city. It's going to shoot you down above America, right at the perfect altitude for an EMP. So by design, this brand new golden dome he's bragging about that's in motion. If somebody was to launch something at Atlanta from Canada or even out in the ocean, and it came in above, or even if it came from space or wherever, they're going to intercept it in subspace at the perfect altitude for an EMP. It's set up. It's a setup. They gotta hit it to take it out. You see? But the detonation will cause an EMP. There's no win in it. There's no win. And it's all staged. So now factor this in. This is even crazier. China has a new underwater drone that can go 10,000 nautical miles. They can launch these from right there in Beijing all day long, right there, right at the back door. And these things can travel clear across the Pacific Ocean. They can easily hit Hawaii. They can easily go up and hit anywhere in Alaska. They can hit anywhere on our West Coast. Seattle, Oakland, Los Angeles, any of the major ports. They can even hit the Panama freaking Canal because it's only 8,000 some nautical miles. Dude, they can reach out and touch someone with these things. All they got to do is strap a nuke or the big bomb on one of them. They are coming out the woodwork with weapons galore, insane. They're supplying a large amount of the drones to Russia that's being used on the battlefield. That is the weapon from here on out, is a drone, whether by water or in the air. Okay? And what are the modern warfare lessons from Ukraine? Number 1, drones are key. And Americans are sleeping on it. It's what will be used against them. And you better be watching what they're doing to stop this stuff. Anybody that's in a foxhole or in a trench, if you want to live, they put up certain stuff, anti-drone barriers, like netting and cages, even on their tanks. It don't look the best, but it works. Because a little $300 or $400 drone could take out a tank worth millions of dollars all day long, and they do. So these people have learned how to counter it, and it would be wise to learn from them. And again, when it comes to the drones, they're deciding faster than humans, and China's pumping them out so fast. I mean, legions of these. If we were really to get hit, like the drone swarms in this country, if somebody wanted to, man, they could make them bad. And I'm going to come back to the Tupac Diddy stuff here. R.I.P. Tupac Shakur. R.I.P. Christopher Wallace, Biggie Smalls. R.I.P. Kim Porter. R.I.P. Craig Mack. Prince. All the cats, all the deaths that were connected and tied in to P. Diddy alone. Well, all of a sudden, the case with Keefe D and everything with Tupac has been pushed back a little bit because of developments and interesting timing with this, that fans are saying they're convinced that in his own music that P. Diddy addressed the killing of Tupac in his own music. They're just now catching on. And of course, all this stuff has been there for years. And I told you, he's in music videos jumping from the towers. Like The Ritual. You know how like when the towers got hit or whatever, people were jumping out? The jumpers, he did that in a music video. It was a ritual. Okay? He rubbed it in. And he actually dropped the lines in it saying, like, in bragging that his lawyers are too good. Get him out of anything. Yeah, well. 50 Cent just dropped a Netflix on him. I haven't seen it yet, but exposing Diddy and his evil ways and all this other stuff. And light's being shed on this. Like, something has to be done. Like, we've got even federal agents on camera right now saying that they know that a $1 million check was cut by P. Diddy for the death of Tupac Shakur. We know the feds were tied in. They were tracking him. They were filming him. As Tupac's dad said, I'd like to see the footage that they got, because they were watching the entire thing that night in Vegas. They were tracking him. His every move. And you know it. Same thing with Biggie. These were mirrored hits done the same way. They were sloppy when you look back at it. It was the beast that did it. Tupac was too powerful. The way he spoke, his militant mind, what he brought to the table, where he was going to take things, even if he would have entered politics, he was too dangerous. Thank you, Bronze. That is the best way there for the cats from the UK to support the channel. Super chat. Ribs. Spiro. Well, you know, Pac knew of all this. Look, I'm one of the biggest Pac fans out there because he woke me up when I was like 15, 16 years old to Illuminati. And it woke me up to the Illuminati and everything. He did it. When they murdered him, it was shocking as a kid. And there was always the rumor that he was alive, you know. And the whole Machiavelli thing, which was interesting, period. The mystique. But Pac was an interesting character, and I come to find out that he was getting played, and he wanted out. He wanted to do things his own way, and he had a plan to, you know, basically what Machiavelli lays out. But he got clipped because the people around him were not to be trusted. And before he could actually execute the plan fully, Machiavelli disappeared to the shadows. They clipped him, and they sat back and they made all the money off of it. I know 1,000% that the Beast killed Tupac Shakur, and that Biggie Smalls was collateral damage to sell it as an East Coast, West Coast beef. And that's where all the blame would fall. But no, we done figured you out, snuffed you out. There was only one group capable of pulling this all off. It was the feds. They overseen the whole thing. They filmed it all. And Pac died sitting shotgun next to Suge Knight in a staged, orchestrated event. Biggie died sitting shotgun right next to who? P. Diddy in a staged, orchestrated event. Get out of here. Get out of here. All ritual, all connected into the game. They could have had Diddy years ago when all they know about this. Of course, the masters of the game know about this. Diddy got out of control. He started beating women that were special to other people and getting out of control. saying Black Billionaires Club and trying to act like no one could touch him doing anything. Just like he said these lyrics. He'd get away with anything. Someone pulled his card. Yeah, he's about to get out with it less than 3 or 4 years and probably even get a pardon from Trump. That's how sick this game is. And he'll walk and nothing be said about none of these murders. That's why we will talk about it over and over and over. If this is the only justice that these souls get, we'll bring it. I ride for them, every single one of them that died because of this. So many other people were picked off in the East Coast, West Coast aftermath. This fraudulent war that was pitched to cover the tracks of the feds. Do you understand? Only one capable of doing it. So people are staying stupid. And when you got all the people on camera and everybody else saying it, admitting it, I've done all the math. Like an investigator, I've followed this since 16 years old. Do you understand me? And I lived through all the faces. And I'm telling you, I've seen all the guys that have been killed. All the bodyguards, all the gang members, everybody that's been connected. So many people have died around this to cover it up. But guys are on camera speaking the truth. Frank Alexander, the bodyguards that were all in there. What did they say? They get the truth in all of it. They gave away all the details. That's why they're dead. It was a setup. Over the walkie-talkies came, got them. Reggie Wright Jr. played a major role in this, setting the whole thing up. Why do you think a man that got busted for major drug operations has been free and not sitting in prison? Reggie Wright Jr. And has been on YouTube for the past several years, bumping his gums, benefiting the feds, pitching storylines that benefit them. He's doing work to stay out of prison. Obvious. Pretty obvious. And it's pretty crazy. He alone distorted this whole game for years and still tries to, but it's all falling apart. It's all falling apart. It's becoming obvious now. It's becoming obvious that it wasn't possible without an extra hand helping this whole time. Impossible. The feds didn't see it, know about it anyway. What did they know the whole time? Oh, they're not telling you. They're being quiet. Yeah. The silence is enough. Again, Pac's dad said it all. I want to see what they have. They were following him that night in Vegas and filming. Look, I know how the feds are. Any big event, they're on the rooftops. Do you understand? I've been to so many different protests, big events, so many different cities. Every single time you get into the city, the dead giveaway are the nice cars that are parked with the Fed tags, blocking certain ways, certain roads, and then you start turning around and looking, and you see guys peeking their heads off of rooftops, and probably seeing the glisten and the gleam of the binoculars. And it's the feds. They're in town. It's their operation, and they're on the high rise overseeing it in real time. And it happens every single time. Every city I go, every little city we go, I see the same feds every single time. It's the truth. It's the truth. They're watching their orchestrations every time. So if someone gets in Vegas, are you kidding me? With all the cameras, get out of here. Even back then, not a single bit of footage of Pac's shooting and assassination. Get out of here, man. Like, they did it to cover the tracks at that level. It had to be them. So look, the gavel's done come down on this several times. I'm just giving you, in case you missed it, the goods. The jury's done out on this one, man. I done told you everything here. I expect this man to walk. It's Illuminati on all of them. This piece of work. R.I.P. Tupac Shakur. No one's perfect. No one was perfect. I compare it to like JFK. He obviously was in perfect little center, running around with his Marilyn Monroe thing, getting his little evils on. But Mr. Camelot didn't even have to open his mouth, and he did. And he turned against the beast. And that's why JFK is legendary in the hearts of so many. He could have sat there and lived the Camelot life all the way, thinking they never had to say nothing. But something sparked in him. The light, the truth. He cared. He cared. That's all that mattered. Because when you care, you lay it all on the line. And that's what all these individuals did in my life. They were all killed by the beast because they rode against the beast. And that's what makes them legends in my book. I salute all of them. They all, in a different way, woke up and seen the evil and said, I'm not taking part of it. I'm exposing it. And they did. And they gave me knowledge and you knowledge on it. And they gave the ultimate sacrifice. Salutes. Salutes. That's true legends. That's true legends, man. And there's so many out there. Here recently, we just it passed the anniversary of the death of John Lennon. They got him too. They got so many. They got so many. As soon as you step out of line, you get clipped. This occult evil will get you and take you out. It doesn't matter. You piss them off, they will pull your card and they will Epstein you. Doesn't matter, man. They'll get you, man. RIP all of them. I go on down, all the way on to little Joan Rivers, to all of them, man. They get them. They get them. Michael Jackson's, all of them, man. They got them. They are the ones that got them. Them. Every time, man. Judge Scalise. Like, I go on and on. All these cats that were apparently overdosed or killed themselves, whatever, no. They got them. So, Illuminati on the beast, man. To the end. That's all I could say. Life's short. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. It is what it is, right? Try to create as much beauty in this world as you can while you're here. Because that's what's key. In getting out of here. And thank you, Conan. Yeah, welcome to the heavily censored underground world news. Into the stream, it is Illuminati. Much love, brother. Spirit, looks like me, you, Tacos, crew. We've got a little bit of work cut out for us here. You get to the drawing board. Go over here and end this poll. See where we're at. More interested in the number of total. All right. In the poll, 45-55. Pretty down the middle there, but 319. Okay, all right. Gives me some numbers to work with. May run another one in the future. Another stream. Maybe on some other platforms, but all right. So I'm gonna take that information and we'll see what happens. If you build it, they will come. Looking over here at the messages, trying to get some last minute updates here. Before we get out of here, I'll give some shout outs. Man, I could barely read those images. I hate what X has done over there with the messages, with everything. Much love, everybody out there, though. Everybody for hanging out, sharing the stream. I appreciate it to the fullest. Get over here to the chat real quick. As I always say, if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I'll see you next time for some Underground World News Live. Much love to my purebloods out there. Cats in the back going crazy. Must be wanting to say something too, but can you shut up? Like, let me. Of all times, normally I mute him out, but he was very vocal that time. He had to be heard. Oh, what city in Florida? They're not there. Mary Norris says, I'm still trying to get. I got bids in, or like quotes in. Like I'm putting out requests, proposals, and all that for different places. So it's going to come down to price, location, good stuff like that. Yeah. As I get more information, I'll keep you guys updated. Most time, you can't set nothing. No place is going to even accept anything to after the first of the year. That's just how most places are. Anyway, they're like, we'll call back at the first of the year, and I'll get you on the calendar. It's just it's always how it is. So I'm just trying to get my ducks in a row before the first, and then just jump right on it beginning of the year. That's the plan. I can't promise you anything. I've only done this other stuff in the past because God let it happen. Like I spoke it into existence and he responded. Universe responded in kind and several times now. But this is a different animal. This is a different animal. We'll see how this goes. There's a lot more to this one than doing the other ones. Logistics wise and all that stuff, and just at the other one, I had locked in. I got to know people and had a price and a place that I knew that I could work with, and let me know, what I had to do for tickets to pay for the place and all the other stuff, because it sure as hell ain't about making money. It's just about making it happen. Just make sure I can cover the event and all the fixings. And if I can do that, then it goes down. But if a place is like trying to charge like $5,000 or something stupid for like a small ballroom, then like, no, off to the next city. So that's what it's going to come down to, largely. And I'm looking all around. I'll be looking. Like I see people saying Clearwater. Like I'm open to whatever. Not really looking at. Haven't looked at Pensacola or anything like that, but I've looked. Sarasota, Siesta Key is like my favorite place in Florida. It doesn't mean that's where it's got to be. I haven't even really found a good place there yet in that area to hold one. So if you know of one there, email me, dabu7@yahoo.com. I'm open, and again, I'm reaching out to places. Jacksonville, area around Jacksonville, definitely top of the list. I'm gonna remove Miami just cause. Details to come, but I'm just gonna remove Miami just cause. I just am. I'll choose it to be another city. There's other cities. There's Tallahassee's. There's Orlando's. There's Jacksonville's. There's Fort Myers. There's all kinds of other places there. Clearwater's. Doesn't have to be, big city. Miami's just going to be more expensive, and I don't want it to be more expensive than everybody. That's a big factor with all this. So Tallahassee, Jacksonville, somewhere like that has got a place nice on the water, close on the river, or something like that. Like Florida's nice, period. So it's like, they got a nice setup somewhere for a good price. We'll go with it. Yeah, man. So that's it in a nutshell, right? I mean, Yeah, it's already been selected for this next time for 20, and this may be the last one. I can't stress enough. There won't be one. I don't do them back to back years. It's been. I should have had one. Let's see. We did 2020, 2019, first one, and then did 2021, which was in the middle of COVID, which was insane because like people were scared to death to even like go out, come out, or anything. Sold the show out, but still didn't have the best turnout. That was the worst turnout because of that. And I had people flat out tell me they were scared. They were scared to come out. Which, given the climate, it was what it was. I was surprised they even pulled one off. It's pretty ballsy. But you know us, we were like, screw 'em. We're going in no mask and we're doing it how we do. Then we had, let's see, so that was 21. Then we had 23 was the third one, last big one, 2023. And then, yeah, all hell broke loose in 2024. Well, that was a skip year, so it should have been this year. It should have been 2025, and we did not have it. So, that's why 2026 we have one. I don't know. It's all coming together. I never really planned to do this, but if people are wanting it, that's why I'm putting it out there. It's on the people. If you want it, I'm going to put it together to make it happen. And that's why I did the poll tonight, to see how many people, because if I poll and I ask the people, do you want this? I turn around and like, you don't, that's when I'll be pissed and I'll never do one again. But it's never been that way. But, I did ask everybody to want me to do some crypto project out there, and the majority of the people said yes, and then I presented it, and like nobody wanted it. So it was like, what the? Look, all you could do is try. Non-hurricane season. Well, why not, Sherry? Let's go ride one out, man. You only live once. Come on now. Come on. I'm not going to put us in jeopardy, but it will be before the World Cup. I'll tell you that much. At this point, as I said, because look, my crystal ball of information that I've shared with you shows me that the biggest window will start at the World Cup into the second half of next year. So I'm going to go and consult the Most High and pray on it. Yeah. And see what I get in return. If you've got places like, I see somebody says Sarasota again. I love Sarasota. If you know of a place there, email me. Dabu7@yahoo.com. Seriously. Again, I don't have plans for a 2027 one. This could be the last one. It's always potentially the last one at this rate, especially when you can drop COVID at any time, lockdowns, the next one, and like end everything. Speaking of it, oh my God, that's like a synchronicity almost. That's like, that was borderline synchronicity right there at me, Kev War. Thank you for the super chat. Speaking of the Convid 1-9er, to this day, I'm jab free, pure blood to the end, baby. You got that right, my brother. Some of us will ride this out. I know it, brother. I knew the day I laid eyes on you, Kev Bar. You were special. I did. I was standing on the stage at the conference. He rolled in, was standing right in front of me. And like we just locked eyes. I don't know. I went up, gave him a hug, and like we introduced, and that's what I love about the conference is you get a read on energy. You get a read on a person, on the soul. All the fake melts away. You can talk all this, all that. You meet in the flesh, shake someone's hand, shake hands, hug, whatever. Feel the aura, all that. That is a gift God gave me that the feds can't get past, you bitches. You just can't. They've sent them. Trust me, they've sent them. There's been cats sent to the show that have been fed. There's definitely demons always sent in all days of life. But they sent them in. We got them on camera. And I pointed it out before. They sent one in that was dressed up like all 3%ed out. tried to get him to come in there. He immediately was like, so when we taking over government, who's got guns and ammunition? You know, it's like, okay. You see, like, you know, and trust me, they sharpen the sword. They get a little bit smoother with it. They'll try to come back around now that I'm clowning them. I'm clowning them. They're getting pissed, I'm sure. They'll try to send somebody up in there smooth. They always do. But oh well. The vibe's the vibe, bro. I don't care how deep you send them with me. They could actually be in, you make it to be a friend. If I get a vibe, something's up, they gone. And you can't beat that. You can't stop it. It's why I know you done sent some after me. I know you done had some in my circle. But guess what? I pray to the Most High and I asked him to remove all wickedness from around me. And guess what? He peeled them all away. And look, if I got to go through demons to find the righteous, so be it. Run out of time. Watch out for honeypots, huh? Yeah, well, you can't live in fear neither, I tell you that. If you just sit there in your ass, life's going to pass you by and you'll be dead and you'll be gone. The whole reason of life was to come into this material world and to experience this material stuff. When you exit, everything material's gone. If you still fiend for this, you're going to have to come back in. I'm not coming back in. I'm getting my fill. Here, I'm putting in the work, I'm proving myself. I suggest you do it too. And I've got keys that some of you should get. And again, I got stuff going on with me in my life I don't talk about. I ain't promised tomorrow at all. I'm in pain as I speak. And it just gets worse. Okay? I don't know what's going to happen from here. But what I do know is I'm going to empty the clip before I'm out with this knowledge. And I'm going to dump it to who deserves it, who wants it. And that's it. Then work is done. That's the mission till checkout time. If I've got days left here to the end, it's always like Indiana Jones, discover what's going on. But there's nothing more important than getting people out of here and showing them the way. And there's so many secrets that's being kept from you and hidden from you. And for sure, there's a shift coming. And it won't be a lot of people. It won't be a lot. It never is. There's going to be a shift when I shift over to like doing these Sabbath streams, so to speak. It's going to key in on all this. And I don't care if it's just 10 people listening. You were the 10 people that I was meant to reach with it, and you will be 10 that I would hope will make it out. Jesus said, follow me in this the way, but there's way more than just expecting someone to come and save you. You can't continue to live in sin and to do all these bad things and to knowingly do it. You're asked to change and to overcome these things. That's what I've tried to do. I can only hope that you'll do the same. No one's perfect, but iron sharpens iron. All we can do is help each other the best we can, right? I want some of you to be there close on the other side. At least, right? Some of us friends that lived through this, some of us souls that incarnated here. Say we rode this out together, and that we wrote it all together on the other side. You can at least resonate with some other souls. Fly with some other souls, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some others are going to make it. I know some of you are good and righteous. I know some of you will. I can feel it. I know it. I know it. No. Good luck to everybody out there, though. You definitely don't get anywhere if you don't try. Look, I can't stress it enough. There's keys to this game, and every day, even I'm still learning, soaking them up. There's keys. There's a code. There's a code. There's a code. There's a code. A code X, if you will. I'm going to try with everything I got to get it into you. So you can apply it and you can see everything else melt down around. It's melt away. And you can see what's really there. And you can see what's really what this is meant to be. You can stop wasting time. And you can make the most of it. Okay? There's other people here practicing this. And a lot of people in America and in this life are missing it on the daily. You need to be looking within. You need to be seeking higher. Something higher. You're just going to stay here, man. Like a bump on a log, man. It's the best way I can put it. I want to see you make it. What's so bad about that? William, thank you for the coffees and everyone else out there. William says, got tickets to the last one, could not go. Florida here. Would love to finally meet up. Oh, you live in Florida. Okay. Well, yeah, that's where it's at. William Price, man. A buddy named Brian Price, man, passed away. He was heavy with me yesterday. He was heavy. His presence was heavy with me yesterday. Look, man. I don't know. I would. I'm afraid. It's as close as I'll go. Love is the key. You got that right, man. It really is. It sounds cliche, and so. You know, whatever, but it's the truth. I said truth and looked at it and seen it. Raymond said, man, it's the truth. I seen truth when I said so. It's a synchronicity on the way out here tonight. I know I took it long, but man, it's past midnight. Sometimes I just have to. Sometimes I have to. I thank you, over 700, some of you, that always just, you hang regardless to like the end. Thank you so much. It means a lot. I thank you so much. You guys are dedicated. I appreciate it. And I want to give back in that regard. So, again, any ideas, anything out there, dabu7@yahoo.com. We'll take us out of here with some music. And if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I'll be here Friday night for more. Thank you, Brands. Everybody. Everyone that's a new member of the Underground, welcome. Much love. Thank you again, Kev Bar. And be safe in all your journeys. Praise to the Most High. Yeshua's King for sure. Thank you, Thomas. Write a book. You know what? You know what, Sherry? I just might. I sat here all day thinking about it and hearing you say it. I think it's calling me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Eon, thank you so much for being legendary. Lowrider, brother, I can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much. 20 calls, man. Bro. Some of you are so special. Thank you. Thank you so much, Deanne. Much love. God bless. Thank you so much, Junior. Much love. Thank you so much, Doug. Everybody for the support, man. I truly do appreciate it. Jay, all the mods, thank you guys. Spiro, Deanne, everybody. D-White, Tacos, all the crew. Much love, God bless. Best, Tiffany, right here.